Hey everybody, this is your conversions video. This is our first day we'll spend on conversions, Unit 1, Formative 3, and this is video 1. Okay, when we talk about conversions, we're going to use a chart that either I'll give you or you can use in your book. And it's going to look something like this. Conversions are basically just taking one unit of measurement and converting it to a different unit. So we're going to take yards, convert it to inches, feet, convert it to miles, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's look at a couple examples here. Okay, I put the portion of the chart that you would need on the slide here so you can look at that as we go. So the first one here, we have 5 feet and we're going to convert it to miles. So to start these problems off, I want you to put 5 feet over 1, so make a fraction. And then draw a set of parentheses next to it with a line in between like another fraction. Well, what we want to do is get rid of the feet, so we're going to put feet on the bottom of our first fraction and cancel them out. Okay, because feet divided by feet will just cancel out. Alright, well then we look down in our chart here, and we look for anything that would help us convert feet to miles. Well, here it gives us feet to inches, inches to yards, feet to yards. Here we go, feet to miles right here. This conversion tells us how many feet are in a mile. So we're going to fill in those blanks, so we want miles on the top now. And in our little chart, notice how 5,280 feet are in 1 mile. So we're going to put the 5,280 next to the feet and the 1 next to the mile. Alright, now when we do this, we're just going to multiply just like fractions. So we have 5 times 1 just gives you 5. And then 1 times 5,280 just gives you 5,280. And then you're going to go ahead and divide those. So you get 0.0009 miles, which makes sense because a foot is much smaller compared to a mile, so therefore it's not going to be a very big number. Okay, let's look at another one. We have 9 yards and we want to convert it to inches. So remember, we start off by putting 9 yards over 1. Put our parentheses next to it, and we want to cancel out yards, so that's going to go on the bottom. Okay, and then we look in our chart over here, so we have inches to feet, inches to yards. That's actually the one we want to use, inches and yards. So we have 36 inches in 1 yard, so the 36 this time is going to go next to the inches, the 1 is going to go next to the yards. Okay, and now to solve this, we just multiply across. So we take 9 times 36, which gives me 324 over 1 times 1 is just 1. When you divide those, you get 324 inches in 9 yards, which makes sense because an inch is smaller than a yard, so there's going to be more inches in a yard than there is yards in an inch. Okay, and number 3, we want to convert miles to inches. Okay, so we start off by 2 miles over 1. Draw your parentheses. We want to put miles on the bottom, cancel it out. Now we're not going to go ahead and put inches up there right away. We want to look at our conversion chart first. So we want to look for something that'll convert miles to inches. So we're looking for miles equals so many inches. Inches to feet, inches to yards, feet to yards, feet to miles, yards to miles. Well, there's nothing that actually does miles to inches. So this is actually going to be a 2-step conversion. So we do have here, we could convert. Alright, so we look in our chart and we do see that we have 1 mile equals 5,280 feet, or we could convert to yards. Okay, and if we convert it to feet, then up here we know that that 1 foot equals 12 inches. So we could actually go to feet and then from feet to go to inches. So when we fill that in, then we're going to go miles to feet, just like we did on number 1, except we're going backwards. So there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile, just like we did before. Then we need another parentheses, and this time we're going to cancel out feet, so it's almost like we're starting all over. And then our feet are going to go to inches. So feet cancel out, and our only unit left is inches. So we know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. Okay, and now you look, if you just have three fractions now, so we take 2 times 5,280 times 12, and that gives you 1,26720 over 1, which really you can just say 126,720 inches in 2 miles, which is a lot of inches. All right, 2 more problems here. We have 2 cups and we want to convert it to liters. So 2 cups over 1. We want to get rid of cups, so we're going to put it on the bottom. Okay, now we look at our chart here. Okay, well, we can either take cups to ounces or we could take cups to pints. There's nothing in our chart here that's going to take cups to liters, but we need to work our way to the liters. So we're getting bigger. Cups to liters is getting bigger. So we're going to want to work down our chart. We're going to want to use cups to pints here. So we're going to put pints on top. Okay, and there are 2 cups in 1 pint. Okay, then we want to cancel out the pint, so pints is going to go on the bottom. And then we go pints to quarts. So there are 2 pints in 1 quart. So I used this conversion right here. 2 pints equals 1 quart. All right, and then if we actually look in our second chart here, we're trying to get to liters. So if you look here, we have 1 quart equals 0.946 liters. So that's going to be our third parentheses. This one's a 3-step one. So quarts goes on the bottom, liters on the top, and there is 1 quart for every 0.946 liters. And then we just multiply across the top. So 2 times 0.946 gives you 1.892 over 1 times 2 times 2 times 1 gives you 4. So 1.892 divided by 4 gives you 0.473 liters. Okay, so 2 cups is 0.473 liters. All right, next one we have 8 ounces. So we're going to start with 8 ounces over 1, and we want to make it into quarts. So get rid of the ounces, and the only thing we can really take ounces to here is cups. So we're going to take it to cups first. Well, there is 8 ounces in 1 cup. All right, then we're going to take cups, because our ounces canceled out, then we need to cancel cups out by making it on the bottom. Cups is going to go to pints, and there are 2 cups in 1 pint. Just following the chart here. And then pints have to go on the bottom to cancel out. And then there are 2 pints in 1 quart. And that's what we want to get to. We want to get to quarts. So multiply across the top. 8 times 1 times 1 times 1 gives you 8. 1 times 8 times 2 times 2 gives you 32. Okay, and then we simplify that. 8 divided by 32 gives you 0.25 quarts. If you have 8 ounces, you have 0.25 quarts, which is the same as 1/4. Okay, there is your conversion video. Make sure you go back, watch those examples again if you need to. Otherwise, I will see you later. Make sure you go back and take the quiz as well.